Hello and welcome back to the Strategic Transformation Podcast. I'm your host, Rosie Loos, clinical psychologist, mindset and performance coach. In our last episode, we lit the spark. We learnt how to build an upward spiral of positive emotion, but a spark needs oxygen to truly light up. What happens when the daily grind, the constant demands, and a chaotic environment just snuff the spark out? If you have a vision for your legacy, or you don't, but you have this gnawing gut feeling that there is more to life, but can't find the time, space, or energy to build it, this is the episode for you. Today, we're moving from ignition to implementation with your operational overhaul. In the next 20 minutes, you'll get a simple 3-part system to design your days around your purpose, not your problems. You'll learn the purpose-first time-blocking method to protect your focus, the energy audit follow-up to schedule your life strategically, and the boundary scripts that you need to protect your new systems from the people who love you most. This is how you build the architecture that turns your vision into reality. Have you ever had this happen? You feel a flicker of motivation, you're ready to work on your passion project, but then you look around. The laundry is overflowing, your phone notifications are going off, you have to start dinner soon, and you're actually pretty tired from yet another full-on day. Or you hear a distant call from the other side of the house. Somebody needs you. Again. That flicker dies out pretty quick. This isn't a personal failure. This is a systems failure. You're trying to build a skyscraper of a legacy on top of a shaky shack of your current daily operations. The foundation might be solid, your vision might be clear, but the operating system, how you manage your time, your energy, and your environment is completely outdated for the woman you are becoming. Today, we are not adding more to your plate. We're redesigning the plate itself. This is your operational overhaul. So let's dive into the 3-part system for your operational overhaul. Think of these as the new code for your personal operating system. The purpose-first time blocking is the cornerstone for this entire overhaul. Most of us naturally schedule our reactive work first. The meetings, the appointments, the demands, and then we hope to find scraps of time for our important legacy-building work. This is backwards. Purpose-first time blocking flips the script. It means you schedule a non-negotiable block of time for your most important work first, and you build the rest of your day around it. This isn't a to-do list, it's a when-to list. This practice is a direct workout for your prefrontal cortex. It's a concrete act of prioritizing your future self over your urgent or not so urgent demands of the present. Every time you protect that block, you are strengthening the neural pathways for executive functioning, planning, foresight, and impulse control. You are literally building your brain's capacity to lead. This is how we implement it. We identify our block, so we start with one 30 to 45-minute block per week. What is the one activity that, if you did it consistently, would create the biggest momentum toward your legacy? Is it working on a business idea or writing, learning a new skill? It doesn't even have to be anything huge like launching a business. It could be something you used to enjoy way back before your life turned upside down with kids. Schedule it defensively. Put it in your calendar like an important appointment with your future self. Give it a clear name like Project Genesis or CEO block, whatever you want. But for those of you with a clear idea of what your passion is, define done. What would a successful time block look like? Make it specific, not work on project, but draft the first 500 words, outline the first module, spend 25 minutes exploring color. This clarity prevents procrastination and helps you keep on track. The second part is strategic energy management. Now, let's talk about the fuel for your new architecture. You can have the best laid plans, but if you are running on empty, they won't matter. This is where we move from time management to energy management. Remember your strategic well-being cornerstones? Well, this is where they become a practical schedule. Your energy is not a flat line throughout the day. You have peaks and troughs. This aligns with your body's natural ultradian rhythms. You have probably heard about a circadian rhythm. That's the sleep-wake cycle, as an example. Like, it happens once every 24 hours. An ultradian rhythm happens multiple times in 24 hours. The ultradian rhythm we are talking about is our ability to focus. This spans about 90 to 120 minutes, where your brain can focus. After that, it needs a short break. Pushing through these natural dips using adrenaline and cortisol, which are stress hormones, is what leads to burnout. Strategic energy management is the antidote. And this is how we implement it. We conduct a personal energy audit. For 1 week, just notice, when are you most alert and creative? For some people, this is late morning. When do you have your second wind? Look out for the patterns in your circadian rhythm, and if you are keen, you can try and chart your high energy and low energy zones. Now we have to match our tasks to our energy. Schedule your demanding, creative, purpose work during high energy zones. Your low demand administrative tasks, answering emails, laundry, errands, for your low energy zones. Schedule energy renewal, not just depletion. A 15-minute walk, 5 minutes of deep breathing or non-sleep deep rest session. I'll put a link in the show notes. Or even just looking out the window. It's not a waste of time. It's a strategic deposit that allows you to access another high-focus cycle later. If we white-knuckle it through the natural dip in our focus and concentration, or try to band-aid it with coffee and sugar, we risk burnout in the long run. Have you had those days where you feel like you've been going all day and not ended up finishing or achieving anything? You might be a victim of time confetti. This is a term coined by Bridget Schultz. It describes the distraction of modern life and how it shreds our time into tiny fragments. 5 minutes here, 3 minutes there, leaving us feeling like we never truly have a moment to ourselves. Even when we technically do have time to ourselves, constant interruptions from emails, texts, responsibilities, and mental to-do lists, they can make that so-called free time feel thin and unsatisfying. Instead of enjoying a stretch of calm or focus, we're pulled in many directions, which can leave us feeling rushed and depleted. To counteract this modern phenomenon, we can be more intentional about carving out and protecting pockets of restorative time, setting aside chunks of time to check emails or texts, and then turning our phone on Do Not Disturb, rather than stopping what we are doing to respond every time a notification chimes. If you have a teen who's approaching their final year of school, these tips are actually really helpful for them as well. But again, authenticity is key. Teens can smell hypocrisy a mile off, and usually they aren't too hesitant to point it out. Rather than telling them what to do, maybe try and embed this for yourself first, and then gently suggest they try it as well. Part 3 is boundary scripts. This often feels the hardest, especially for mums. You can find the perfect schedule, but it is useless if it's constantly interrupted by the people you love. Boundaries aren't walls, but they are gates that protect your emotional energy so you can create the life you want. I don't know about you, but part of the reason I protect my kids' bedtime so much is that the time after that is for me. Please don't tell my kids. Boundaries are a function of a healthy, autonomic nervous system. When we feel responsible for everyone's emotions and needs, we live in a chronic state of fawn or appeasement. Setting a boundary is a conscious act of shifting from a state of diffuse responsibility to one of empowered self-leadership. It tells your body, I am safe to have my own needs. There are tons of reasons why this is good for the people around us as well. This might be a good time to look at roles within the family too. You might have accidentally fallen into patterns that just don't fit anymore. Or, as your kids are getting older, are you gradually handing over more responsibility to them? They may not do it as well as you, but they are learning independence as well. When you set a healthy boundary and someone is disappointed, let them. Let them be upset. Let them figure it out. Their discomfort is not your emergency. Mel Robbins' Let Them theory teaches us that we cannot control others' reactions, only our own. Your job is not to manage everyone's emotions or responses. Like any of this, how great would it be for our kids to grow up learning how to set healthy boundaries, say no to their friends, without trying to appease them? The best way for them to learn is for us to be modeling it, for them to see us authentically living these lessons. So all of that to say, boundaries aren't just about a script, but scripts are a vital place to start. So here's that simple brief formula I promised. The brief script formula, you don't need to be confrontational, you just need to be clear. I'll put some links in the show notes. But B is for boundary. State the limit simply. I have focused work from 9 to 9:45. R is for reason. It's optional, but it can be helpful. Provide a brief, positive why, because this time is essential for me to build my new project. I stands for invitation. Offer a positive alternative. I'm completely available after 9:45. E is for empathy or endearment. Soften it with connection. I know it's frustrating to wait, sweetheart. F, follow through. This is the most crucial part. You must consistently honor the boundary you set. Every time you say no to something that doesn't serve you, you are not just setting a boundary. You are literally building the tenacity muscle in your brain. The anterior mid-cingulate cortex, AMCC. It grows when you choose the harder right over the easier wrong. It's literally the neurological hardware for grit and perseverance. Setting boundaries with your family, it feels uncomfortable because it is hard, but that's the point. You're building neurological resilience. Now, you might be thinking, Rosie, this sounds really rigid and I don't want my life to be a color-coded spreadsheet. I hear you, but this isn't about rigidity. It's really about freedom. Think of these systems not as a cage, but as a track for your roller coaster. The track provides safety and structure so the car can go faster, with taking more thrilling dips and provide a much more exhilarating ride. Without the track, it's just messy and you could end up anywhere. This structure is what gives you the freedom to be spontaneous and to be creative and to be truly present, because you're not constantly using your mental energy just being responsible for keeping everything else from falling apart. Let me make this real with a deeper case study. I was working with a client in my coaching practice. We'll call her Maria. She was a brilliant project manager at work, but her home life was chaos. She felt her own dreams were being suffocated by the constant needs of her family. Her languishing was a deep resentment that she was managing everyone else's project but her own. Her operational overhaul looked like this. She scheduled 2 45-minute purpose blocks on Saturday and Sunday mornings when her energy was the highest, and she acknowledged her 3 p.m. slump and stopped trying to do creative work then. Instead, she used that time for jobs that were a bit more mindless, like laundry. She sat down with her family and said, I love supporting you all, but I've got a project that's really important to me, and to make this happen, I need quiet focus time, Saturday and Sunday mornings until 9:30. I've put a sign on my office door as a reminder, and I'm 100% yours after that time. The first week, it was really hard. Her kids tested the boundary and she felt awful. But by the third week, something profound shifted. Her family started to respect the sign. In those protected blocks, she made more progress on her passion project. She was planning a local leadership workshop for teen girls than she had in the last 6 months. The chaos didn't disappear, but it no longer controlled her. She was in the driver's seat. And the most beautiful part, her children saw her modeling what it looks like to honor your own dreams. This overhaul was not about just productivity. It was about identity. She was reclaiming her role not just as the family chief everything officer, but as a visionary in her own right. Approach this season of your life with the Japanese concept of shoshin, the beginner's mind. You're not going back to who you were before kids. That is impossible. You're meeting yourself as a beginner in this new chapter of your life. What if you approached discovering your purpose and identity outside of who you are as a parent with the same curiosity and openness towards your life you had at 20? So let's recap. You can't build a legacy with a broken operating system. By conducting an operational overhaul, implementing purpose-first time blocking, managing your energy strategically, and setting crystal clear boundaries, you create the architecture for your vision of your next chapter to thrive. Your mission this week is to schedule your first 30 to 45-minute purpose block and protect it with a boundary, just for you to do whatever it is that's important to you. If you want to level up, see if you can schedule it regularly. Give yourself permission to prioritize what is important to you. And remember, you are modeling this for those around you. There is incredible power in habits. Start small, make it routine, take Kaizen-style micro actions. Notice how it feels to defend that time for your future self. Thank you so much for investing this time today in your transformation. If this was helpful, please subscribe and share it with another mum who might appreciate it. Remember, you are not just managing a family, you are building a legacy, one strategic step at a time. To your legacy.